I wanted to take a little time to talk to you about uncapping prophetic wells, or maybe just uncapping wells, but originally it was called uncapping prophetic wells. I had gotten this word from the Lord. So you got to go back 9 years to August 24th of 2016, and I got this word for Columbia, Missouri, Boone County, and Missouri general area. Here's where I want to go with this. This word really talked about how there were wells, and especially prophetic wells, that back in the 70s had been covered over. They were starting to get covered over. You know how a well, when you dig a well and you leave it and you don't use it anymore, the weeds come in and they start to take over, and the brick on the smaller excuse me, a squirrel. This guy has been driving by several times now. It's the post guy, and he's been doing, I don't know if he's doing wheelies or he's doing, anyway, sorry, squirrel. So you know how you see on farms, or you see different places, you see these little wells, and they're the brick wells, and if you find one that hasn't been used for a while, the mortar is starting to crumble, the bricks are starting to fall apart, and the wood is rotting. Nobody's drawn water from that well for a long time. And this is what was happening. This is what the Lord showed me. So I was invited to come in and share that in 2016. Now, I have to admit, on and off, there's been a group of us. I call us the collective, and prophetic collective. We started out as a group of 4 of us that I had invited to come together to minister at an event in Missouri. The other 3 were from Missouri, and I flew in from California, and we had a great time. That was in 2015. And a year later, I got this revelation from the Lord about these wells that needed to be uncapped. And so I invited that crew in. We had one more person join us. So we had the 5 of us. And I didn't share that up front. I just said, hey, as I spoke, if you get something, let me know and we'll share it. And sure enough, they did. Of course they did. And of course it dovetailed. On and off over the next now 9 years, we've picked it up and dropped it off, picked it up and dropped it off. It's really kind of my deal. I'm the one who didn't follow through real well. I was a facilitator of this group. I like using the word facilitator over leader because really all I'm doing is facilitating awesome people getting together. Hello. I'm not leading them anywhere. I'm just facilitating, providing a way. And even since then, we've had 3 meetings total where throughout 9 years. And what's interesting is the Lord keeps adding in to this whole uncapping the well revelation. With multiple now, 8 of us have come together. Well, I just want you to know, and I hope you'll be encouraged by this. In spite of my stupidity, in spite of me being stupid is as stupid does, thank you, Eric Vaughn, it was in a conversation we had recently on a call together, and he said, stupid is as stupid does, but he wasn't referring to me, so you're off the hook, dude. But I can refer to myself that way, definitely. Anyway, so here we are, right? 9 years later, I've tried to give it away. I've tried to pass it off to other team members, and they pick it up and they would do something with it. But it didn't go much further than that. Why? Because God has placed individuals into certain places and certain positions to do certain things. That's Joel chapter 2 in action. We're to find our place and not jostle the army. And sometimes that means staying where we're supposed to be. And other times it means moving forward. Sometimes it means moving backwards. And many times it means moving laterally. I know for many moms, they often feel like they're not moving at all. They're moving kind of laterally because they're caring for their children. And that tends for moms who are, they love to care for their kids, at least the ones I know. And they struggle with their careers because of that. And that's not uncommon and that's not wrong. And, but it feels lateral. It feels like they're not moving at all. But the reality is they're training up the next generation. And that's powerful. Okay, so here I am, 9 years, trying to give away what God has put in my life. 9 years of this prophecy, and he still keeps it moving forward. Listen, all. If God has a plan, he's going to keep it moving forward. Sunday, I had the most incredible, wonderful experience, an encounter. And I will maybe tell you about that in the future. But today, I just wanted to say, don't give up on what God has placed in your life. Don't give up. And know that if you're in that place right now, like where I was, where I just wanted to give everything away, well, it's still yours. What I get out of this now is I get to build and be a part of and facilitate this beautiful team of people. I was talking with Angela Young, who was part of the team, and she said, it's symbiotic. We just had this conversation a few minutes ago. She said she kept getting this word this morning, symbiotic. It's symbiotic relationships. That's what I want. I want those that work together, that build together. They do their part. They don't have to do more than their part. And that's the joy of it. She had this dream, Angela Young had this dream where we were playing. I called everybody together, to play hide and seek. And she said we were like 10-year-old kids, just having a blast. And when you do the will of God and you do the things that he's placed on your heart, that's what will happen. It's like playing. It's fun. It's a part of who we are. So don't be upset. Don't frustrate, and know that you are not condemned. And if you're convicted by God, that's one thing, but you're not condemned by him. And that heartbeat, he keeps that in there to put you in the right place at the right time to fulfill the kingdom purposes so the kingdom will advance. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Talk to you soon. Yeah.